What's amazing about You Can Book Me, what I've loved, is that, first of all, it does allow me to book multiple students at the same hour. It allows me to set the cap, because I don't want 6 people in a class. That's too many, so I can cap who's in class. And it's so neat because the students can rearrange their own lessons.
I'm joined today by Amanda Cooley Ryan, who is the founder of the Amanda Cooley Piano Studio in Florida. And she has been with You Can Book Me for 12 years. So it's just a pleasure to meet you. Why do you do what you do?
Well, when I graduated from University of Florida, I started my studio in person in Valrico, Florida. I just obviously wanted to share the gift of music. Like, working with students has always been just an absolute passion of mine, and I have a really fun way of teaching that is just something that I was taught by my mentor when I was growing up before college. He taught us how to read music, but also how to improvise and how to play by ear. It was just really special because when I went to college, of course, everyone could read music, but not everyone could play by ear and could improvise. And I just had like a really well-rounded skill set. And I really love being able to share that. Every human being has different innate natural musical abilities. But if you're only suggested to learn to read music and no one ever helps you develop your ear or allows you to like learn music by ear, you may think that music isn't for you. In my opinion, music is for everyone. If I'm able to like offer training on all of these 3 disciplines, everyone immediately recognizes their innate natural gifts.
What I'm interested in is like, how do you teach somebody how to use their ear? Like if they're not thinking that way, like
it's really interesting. We just basically start with seeing if someone can like pitch match. So you press a note and they're like, can they reiterate a tone? You really just start from there, and then you just kind of show them how to hear whether notes go up or whether notes go down, and then are they stepping or are they skipping, and are they skipping down? And soon enough, they're off to the races. And that's for someone who is like on the weaker side with ear. For students who are naturally talented, you don't have to do anything. They just know. It's kind of amazing.
And so for those people, you're just encouraging them to try harder things, pick up different things.
Yes.
Right.
For them, then it's a matter of like, okay, let's listen to this Coldplay song, which is like 4 instruments and a singer or whatever, and let me show you how to create arrangements on one instrument, the piano keyboard, that sound really cool. Or like, let's arrange a Beethoven symphony for the piano, depending on what their level is. Like, we can go up and up and up. So there's still training involved in that, and arrangement. But yeah, it just depends where the student is starting from. Even the ones that adults come in and they're like, I cannot do it. And like they can, and they're always incredibly amazed. It's a beautiful journey to watch. It's so empowering for adults particularly to go from like, I cannot do that, I'll never do that. And then in a couple of weeks, like they see that they are doing it. It's very quick.
And then I've got a question, because you do virtual piano lessons. So how does
That's actually all I do now. Yes.
Oh, really? So how does that work?
Yes, virtual is really cool. I actually decided to do that about 6 months before the pandemic. My students thought I was crazy, but I really wanted to travel. And I had been living in the same place for so long, my job was like completely stuck to that point. We use Zoom, just like this. This is my setup. So the piano is set up to the side so you can see the keyboard. And we use the free program Microsoft OneNote, which allows me to upload music and ear songs and lesson notes on a tablet, which I put here. And then it's one of those programs that syncs automatically. So I can write on it and like circle stuff, and it pops up in real time on their side. As long as we both have that tablet, we just do everything with the music through that.
Is the sound through Zoom authentic enough?
This is the coolest part. At first it was a little rough, but then the pandemic happened and all education had to go virtual, and Zoom did all these updates and extra things for musicians. So there's, in the audio options, there's a whole section for musicians.
You have to give credit to Zoom. During pandemic, they totally stepped up.
They stepped up. It was absolutely incredible, and it was so fast. It was amazing.
So how do you get your customers? And where are they?
My main customer base definitely started from my in-person studio in Valrico, Florida, which is the suburb of Tampa. And I got a lot of students through word of mouth. Once I opened that studio, I had a little ad in a local paper. I got a lot of people then. Since then, creating a Google business profile, I get some people just from that. I really have not done too much running of ads. I get a lot of students by word of mouth. Yeah. And then I've also had where I live in Tampa, MacDill Air Force Base is here. So there's a lot of military families. And so my military families will then get moved and relocated. And then I get a lot of word of mouth in that new location as my students start playing around all their friends. They're like, wow, you're so cool. How do you do that? And then they give them my name. So I have a lot of pockets in different cities where.
Really interesting that the military movement fuel your business. That's amazing.
It really has. I love my military families. Yeah.
And so when you say the families, is it usually kids? Is it adults? Is it everybody?
Typically, the military ones have all been the students, the kids. Mm-hmm. But I actually have a lot of adult students right now. I think I have 6 or 7 adult students. More often than not, my studio is 80% kids, 20% adults.
And so how many students have you got in total?
Now I think I probably have about 45.
And they each go weekly? Do they have different sessions?
Yep, they're all once a week.
Wow.
But the cool thing, what's amazing about YouCanBookMe, what I've loved is that, first of all, it does allow me to book multiple students at the same hour.
Yep.
It allows me to set the cap because I don't want 6 people in a class. That's too many. So I can cap who's in class. And it's so neat because the students can rearrange their own lessons. It's a challenge with people because everybody gets so busy. And before you only had your Tuesday at 5:30 slot. And if you missed it, it's I didn't have anything else. Or I was the one stuck trying to rearrange. Makeup lessons was the bane of my existence. It's the bane of every teacher's existence because you want to see them. But when 7 people all, skipped class that week, it's just a nightmare. I don't do that at all anymore. I love YouCanBookMe. They do it themselves. It's if you want a makeup lesson, they go on themselves, and it's right on my website, and they reschedule to a different position. They tell me in the form what day they're not going to be there. It's they don't even have to text me. There's no communication.
Right. So they don't have to cancel the original one. They
don't even have to cancel it. I see it, and I know what happened. It's just the amount of time that has been saved for me, especially over the summer when everyone's taking these long vacations. Oh my gosh. It is the greatest thing in the world.
So tell me how you discovered that you would need an online scheduling tool.
If my income stops for 3 months or people decide to leave, that's very difficult. So find a way, and that way is I'll give people makeup lessons. You can do 2 lessons a week on the weeks that you are here. But doing that without the benefit of a scheduling tool was just getting absurd. And so my brother, who's in tech, is actually the one that showed me. He did some research for me, I think, and he showed me YouCanBook.me and was why don't you just look into it? Never looked back. I had no perception that this could even be possible, having been doing it since 2008 by myself.
All of a sudden it was just done. So you had another hour to give to students.
Oh yeah, more than that. And then people, when you move their time, they don't remember that they moved their time. So then they miss their makeup lesson. Are you going to give them another one? But no, YouCanBookMe, it'll send an automatic reminder of that change to lesson time. So they're a lot more likely to show up, I found.
Brilliant. So do the parents do the scheduling and rescheduling, or do the students?
Typically the parent. My teenagers will do it themselves for sure, but otherwise it's the parents.
Right. You have 2 separate booking pages. One is for introductory free lessons, and one is for these makeup appointments.
Yes.
Tell me about if you were starting again today and you could go back in time or get to that person knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself just to never be afraid to try something new that I've never done before, because it did take me a long time at some points to make the changes that were really going to benefit me, that I knew I needed to make, but I was scared of losing clients and stuff. And that emotional component is one of the components of Scale Up, honestly, because we do get really attached to our students. We work with them for years. However, it's a business. It needs to be profitable and not at my expense. And one of the sentences I heard much very late in life is, you're not getting paid for the 10 minutes it took to do it. You're getting paid for the 10 years it took you to learn how to do it in 10 minutes.
Would you rather throw out your phone or your laptop?
Phone.
Would you rather get a new customer or double your sales to an existing customer?
Probably new customer.
And because that's word of mouth, isn't it? So it's
Yeah, I was like, new customer is like whole new customer.
customers. Exactly. That's brilliant. Would you rather speak at a huge conference or make a new sale?
Probably speak at a new conference. That would make me a lot of sales.
Do you speak at conferences? Do you attend things like that? Is that kind of part of your world?
I've attended a conference or two, not too many, honestly, but I do love public speaking, and I host my own events and stuff, so I feel like getting out there and speaking is going to be a bigger part of my life moving forward.
Ooh. Well, again, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you. If you need anything at all or you've got any questions, you know where I am. Please don't hesitate to come back to me, and we may be in touch sooner if you don't mind.
Okay, I'd love that. Thank
All
you.
right.
So nice to talk to you.